Welcome back, fellow Wacksters, to another episode of the Dwarves. So, there is 3, 4, no, 5, maybe 600 more orcs right after us, according to Boindil. And therefore, we are fleeing to the city now. Let's get to it. Oh, we got another golden ring. Lots of gold, but no supplies. Well, we can hopefully buy supplies. Let's run.
You flee towards Mifidania, with Goimgar out ahead. The orcs at his back seem to have mobilized unimagined powers in him, and he reaches the gate first, hammering manically against it. He says something and scurries through a small gateway that has been opened to him. Moments later, you also reach the gate.
Get in, quickly!
You push your way through the gate as the first orc arrows slam into the wood next to you.
So now we need to defend this city, hopefully. That could be fun.
The other dwarf said we should bolt the gate behind him, but we could use all the help we can get when the orcs come.
That treacherous sissy, where is he?
Boindal and I will look for him. Boindil and Bavragor, help the city guards in any way you can.
You were certain the two of them wouldn't be much help in the search for Goimgar.
Let's look at some food.
Weyern has many huge lakes, and is rich in a variety of fish and seafood. As the mountains of the dwarves are far away from these large lakes, most of the fish are not part of their normal diet.
So we don't need fish. Trader.
I am glad that the children of Vracus are here. What can I do for you, sir?
The man tries to give off an air of normality, but he occasionally glances nervously over to the city wall.
Show me what you have. What are you talking about the city? Let's see what he has. Oh. Talisman of Steady Battle increases damage of auto attacks by Talisman of Attack. Increases damage of special attacks. Well, let's first get lots of provisions. Wait. It is 2 per piece, so this is 200 of them. It's 200. That's might be a bit overkill. And no quicker way than doing this, it seems. Nope. Let's get 100 provisions. There we go. And let's also get Talisman of Healing. 10% chance we're going to get 15% health during a successful attack. Should be useful. Let's sell some of our stuff. Not gonna use these potions either. Okay. Anything else we need? Let's not get greedy about the food. Let's get 50 more. Actually, 90 more. There we go. Okay, what can you tell
This
about
is the
city?
biggest human city I've ever seen. After Parista.
You haven't chosen a very good time to take a look at Mifadania, sir. And I don't just mean because of the orcs outside our gates. The winter is only just now retreating into the mountains. In a couple of weeks, it will be spring, and the city will burst into bloom.
The man glances at the city wall once again.
At least, I hope it will.
Well, let's hope it won't be destroyed then. Is there any news
Have you
from
heard
afar?
any news from other lands?
Nodon is rampaging through the land with his orcs and the Alpha. The Magi are all dead, and no one has heard any more of the host that moved against Porista. These are dark times, but I think it's important that we don't despair. We must trust in the gods. We have to.
You would have liked to have told the trader that, as well as trusting in the gods, he should also wish you and your companions luck. But that would have just led to more questions.
I have to go.
Farewell, and good luck.
Good, so we did get money for it, and we now have plenty of supplies. Now let's give him this, and who's this? There we go. Yeah, the twins, definitely a good idea. Him, he's just pathetic. No real damage, no damage spells at all.
The fabulous Rodario.
Cometh, dear spectators, cometh and see! Let the Theatre Curiosum, with its star actor, the fabulous Rodario, the mysterious Nomora, and the genius Magister Technicus, Fergus, carry you off to another world. Now see and hear, dear spectators, the truth about Nudin the Knowledge Lusty, who disposed of the other Magi in a most horrifying way and plunged Girdlegard into disaster. Girdlegard, it will be mine.
Lord Yonan?
Oh no.
When you murdered Frala and the others...
To your horror, you realize that you can no longer talk. You feel a lump in your throat, and your eyes begin to burn, as images of the vaults and Cyntharas appear in front of you.
I see that my first strike really hit you, Groundling. Oh, how they screamed. If only you had been there to help them.
Before you know it, you are overcome with hatred for those who destroyed your home and killed your loved ones.
By Vracus, I'm going to kill you!
You might try to, and I will take great pleasure in your attempt. Who shall I pick out next, Who amongst your traveling companions means the most to you?
You don't want to take part in the Alf's game, and keep your lips tightly sealed, while you consider your means of escape.
This way! Was that an elf?
If we're quick, we'll get that long ear yet.
Alarm! Alarm! The orcs are attacking!
Oh boy.
Come, we must...
Yep.
Yes?
On my way. Hey, Ruckus, bad luck for you. On my way.
Huh?
I'm with you. Taste my hammer.
Yes? Say goodbye forever.
Attack!
What's up?
And what now?
Ugh, disgusting.
Ah! Yes, yes! Of course! Ha ha!
Yeah? Yeah, why not? Prepare yourself.
Should probably place one of them
What is it? All right.
over here. Nah, they're all coming here.
On my way. Huh? As good as done. Yes? All right.
Ah! Huh? Ah! Come here, you!
A bit too much for you, was I?
Attack! What is it? Ah!
This is the last ladder.
I'm not that quick!
Yes?
Prepare yourself.
Understood. Uh-huh. At once.
Yeah.
Ah, missed.
Huh? Huzzah!
Vile creature.
Ah!
There we go. All the ladders are down.
Very good. We're able to stop them.
What the? Syntheras.
You wish it weren't so. But it is clear to you now that the city can no longer be saved.
To the side gate. It's our only chance. Yes?
Huh? As good as done.
Oh, we're gonna
With
fight
pleasure.
What is it?
if we can. The psyche is right here.
Yes, yes!
What's up? What is it? All right.
Let's see if we can't move them all there immediately.
What's up? Yeah?
And what now?
Huh? Understood.
What is it?
Huh? Let's go. What is it? Ah! On my way. All right.
So now we're just running.
Yeah?
And what now?
Of course not. Yes? As good as done. Don't take it personally. Huh? There we go.
Yes!
There we go. I wanted to fight.
It's locked. We have to open it somehow.
Perhaps we can be of service, gentlemen.
Step aside.
Are you thieves?
Certainly not. We are artists. People with extraordinary talents. Say, friends, as you clearly mean to leave Mifadania too, would you have anything against us joining you?
Why do you want to join us?
We have a long and dangerous journey ahead of us. I don't think you really want to join us.
An epic and dangerous journey? That sounds like an adventure. And anyway, I have already seen that you know how to handle those weapons of yours. In these dangerous times, a big travel group offers the best protection, don't you think?
The fabulous Rodario.
Oh, an admirer of my skills? Who would have thought it? I am indeed the one and only fabulous Rodario. This worthy gentleman here is Fergas, the best Magister Technicus since human thought. And last but not least, the enchanting Namora, whose beauty makes the mayor's roses wither in envy. Perhaps we should discuss the rest when we are out of this mess.
I don't know.
The orcs are still surging through the gate and over the wall. You decide that this isn't the right time for discussions.
All right then, let's go.
Let's get out of here. We'll be safe with the firstlings.
The firstlings, the splendor of their halls is said to be unrivaled, and I have heard they have fascinating contraptions, Fergus, that are almost reminiscent of magic.
It's open, let's go.
So we're just gonna leave the city for the dead. Now we have quite a big party. Wow. Aha, level up. So his might. The force of Boindle's actions and attacks is raised significantly for a short time. Yeah, so we got some more stuff. That's great. So we are headed this way. But we got no horses, unfortunately. Let us go.
In the evening, after your escape from Mifidania, you recover from your exertions around a campfire. Goimgar withdraws to a solitary corner. Bavragor devotes himself to his alcohol, and the twins get their smelly dwarf cheese out. Namora and Fergus exchange hugs and kisses on the other side of the fire, while Rodario sits next to you.
Ah, a journey with real dwarves to the stronghold of the firstlings. I'm sure I can write that into my new piece.
Go ahead. There is now a day's journey between us and the orcs. What do you plan to do? Metamorphosis were very impressive. I've never seen anything like it before.
I must congratulate you on your skills. Find it hard to believe that it's not achieved by magic.
Aha, thank you, but I assure you it has nothing to do with magic. Just alchemy and accomplished acting. We leave the sorcery to the magi.
Don't mention them. There's no love lost on Andakai and her walking iron tower.
You've met Andakai the Tempestuous? That is unbelievable. How was she?
She ran away to the Outer Lands. A damn disgrace.
Adakai had her reasons to leave us. She had already fought against Nodon and was unsuccessful. Furthermore, we wouldn't be here without her, and she told us about Keenfire.
Andakai, the bringer of hope. I like that. I'll have to use that in my new piece.
True to his words, Rodario takes out his notebook and writes something down.
I don't get it. Why are we telling this bard slash illusionist everything which is going on? How do we know we can even trust him? Could be no. Oh no. There is now a day's journey between us and the orcs. What do you plan to do? Have you heard of the firstlings? We should set up camp for the night and continue our journey in the morning.
Do you know anything about the firstlings? If I recall the map correctly, we need to cross the first large mountains in the Red Range and then pass through Snowdale to East Ironhald Stronghold.
No one has seen the firstlings for hundreds of cycles, but there are many stories about them. Their craftsmanship is much vaunted, and there used to be trade via a narrow path that led into the mountains, but I don't think there is a man living now who has ever walked that road.
It's not what you plan
Far
to do.
enough away from Mifidania. Perhaps we should part ways tomorrow morning.
Rodario jumps up and begins to gesticulate ostentatiously.
I think you have underestimated us. Let me introduce myself and my colleagues once more. I am the Fabulous.
We don't have time to look after a pack of jesters.
Rodario seems offended for a moment, but then he grins, turns away from the group, and raises his right arm. A jet of flame shoots out of his sleeve. The dwarves are startled and amazed by the brief spectacle.
And what do you say now, critical Mr. Dwarf?
You're a magus. I don't particularly like them either.
At the Curiosum, magic is my area of responsibility. There is a tube under his arm with a flint and a bag full of Lycopediella seeds. When he firmly presses the bag, the flint sprays sparks and the seeds shoot out. And there you have it. Magic fire.
Masterly work, Fergus.
The Magister Technicus shows his appreciation with a nod of his head.
If they all have tricks like this up their sleeves, well, they might not be such a burden after all, Tungdil.
How many provisions do you have with you?
How are you doing for provisions? We don't have enough.
We are happy to share what we have. It isn't very much, though. We had to leave most of it behind.
Food is sure to be a problem on our journey. Winter's only just beginning to leave Wayan, and people will be keeping a tight grip on the stocks they do have because of the orc attacks.
We have to be frugal and organize as much food as we can. It wouldn't be much of a heroic story if we starved on the way to the firstlings.
Our mission is to forge the legendary axe Keenfire and destroy the traitor Nodon. If you wish to accompany us through hunger, coldness, and danger, then do so. It's your decision.
How could we not partake in such a story? Just think what a wonderful play we could make of it.
If we survive. I was hoping to only resurface once we reach the Red Range. Instead, we have a long journey and a dangerous climb ahead of us.
There may be another way apart from the old trading route. A few years ago, an old man from the north told me of a place called Wackenstein.
Oh, Wackenstein.
Apparently, there is an old path there, older than the dwarven tunnels themselves.
Legends and stories. There's too much uncertainty. Let's just see what the next few days bring.
So, fellow Wacksters, I believe there's absolutely no doubt but for us to go to Wackenstein of everywhere. That is amazing. Let's continue our journey. Up here? Ah. Torbroke, Orc Camp. Oh, we'll avoid the Orc Camp then. Great. But we'll also head through Seaton on the way. We could go north. No, we want the quests. Rancius. Okay.
You are walking past an inconspicuous copse as Namora suddenly stops on the spot.
Wait! We are not alone. Someone is watching us.
A trap?
Perhaps. Let's see.
Die, scum!
What are you doing? Why are you attacking us? We're dwarves too. We're on the same side.
I see honest dwarves here, but they are accompanied by scum. I will free you of it.
Oh, really? And what are you going to do on your own against 8?
You, come here.
What?
Wait, what?
Brother, what are you doing?
Boindle, what's wrong? Come to your senses.
It's no use. They belong to me. Now die, scum.
What is going on? Let's give our items to the characters which are on our team then. Alright. Orc probably the mysterious female
Huh?
dwarf.
What's up? Taste my
What is it?
hammer!
Let's see what he can do. Dogs and orcs. Interesting. Poison dog.
Uh-huh. I can't do that yet. For Vracus!
Well,
He cheated!
More assaults in
Just a minute. Fine.
Huh?
I can't hold them back.
There we go.
No sooner does the unknown dwarf fall unconscious to the floor than her control over your comrades disappears. You fetter and gag her until you know more about her sinister powers.
That was, I hope I didn't hurt you, Scholar.
It was as if in a dream, but at the same time, it wasn't. I heard her voice in my head, and although I knew better, I only saw orcs attacking me. You were the enemy.
Boindil goes over to the shackled dwarf and kicks her gently with his boot.
This is never a child of the smith, even if she looks like one. Those gifts. By Vracus, there is something evil at work.
Looks like blood
You
magic.
kneel in front of the dwarf and press your axe against her throat.
My name is Tungdil. If I remove your gag, will you answer some questions?
The captive nods, and you pull the gag out of her mouth.
Geralda is my name. It would seem I underestimated you.
Your powers, I've never heard of anything like it.
Neither have I. I haven't had them for long. When I try to remember, all I see is black mist, and I taste iron and mud, and there's an elf who... Ugh.
Did the Alfar give you these powers?
When I try to remember, it hurts, like needles sticking into my head. I am Geralda Bloodstone. I was...
You said something about scum when you attacked us. Has Namora done anything to harm you?
Not her, but her kind. Alpha.
She is a human. She only acts at being an elf in theatre.
In the theatre?
For the first time, Geralda looks at Namora without a hateful expression.
She must die.
Where have you come from and what brings you to Wayan?
I was on my way to the Free Folk. They are said to live in the middle of Girdlegard, without kingdoms or their laws.
The Free Folk? You mean dwarves?
Yes, dwarfs who have left their kingdoms, voluntarily or otherwise. Not everyone has a place in their kingdom.
You instinctively think of your own plight. You are not a secondling, and won't be welcome among the fourthlings since you placed obstacles in their king's path.
Don't believe this nonsense, Scholar. The free folk are just a fairy tale that people tell themselves when they don't want to stick to the traditions. Just look what good it's done Geralda.
Geralda prepares to reply, but then she holds back.
Enough talk! She is dangerous, probably crazy. She attacked us, we should put an end to her.
It's what you call amnesia, memory loss, a tool often used in stage productions. We don't know what happened to her, and maybe she doesn't either. We can't just kill her.
I'm not sure. Let's take
She's
her
too
with us.
dangerous just to let go, so we'll take her with us. Remove the fetters.
You nip any objection in the bud and turn to Geralda.
Listen, I don't know what has happened to you, but we are dwarves and we shouldn't fight against one another. We could do with your help.
The female dwarf seems just as surprised by your decision as your companions.
Thank you. I would be happy to accompany you. I am Geralda Bloodstone, of the Fourthling Kingdom. I'm sorry that I attacked you. It was a misunderstanding.
You realize that your decision doesn't please everyone. Boindil and Namora seem particularly upset. But they hold back, and you continue on your way, a slightly gloomy mood hanging over the group.
So now we're 9 in the group. Baverbar, level up. Ooh. Half circle in front of him. Earthquake. Enemies in a straight line in front of Baverbar gets stunned. Let's go for Earthquake. That sounds amazing. Pearl. Flawless Pearl, quite valuable, and 8 provisions. That's 1 day's provisions. She is ranged as well. Well, it is a big party. Level 10. Okay, let us continue.
When you enter the pretty little village with its richly ornate houses and its temple to Palandil at its center, you can see an angry mob some distance away. The villagers are hassling a young woman, insulting her and pushing her to the ground. You push your way through the crowd of people and stand in the way of the villagers.
What's going on here?
A man dressed in richly decorated vestments looks you up and down.
Palandil be with you, dwarf. It is none of your business, but this woman here is a thief. She and her henchmen have emptied the monastery's granary and were willing to abandon us to our fate.
That's a lie. We asked for help and these people turned us away. I came back to ask again.
What proof do you have?
What evidence do you have against this woman?
We found the granary broken into. Almost a third of our grain and a significant amount of supplies have gone. And all this just 1 day after she and her people were snooping around here.
That's not proof.
That isn't proof. It could simply be coincidence. Anyway, why would a thief come back to the scene of a crime?
The priest eyes you in silence, while some of the villagers make it clear that dwarves should keep their noses out of their business.
Tell us what happened.
The villagers grumble, but the priest gives the woman a chance to defend herself.
My name is Tavia. I was forced to flee Tabayin with my family when the perished land began to spread. My husband, we had to leave him behind.
The horror in the woman's eyes gives you a good idea as to what became of her husband.
No one accepted us in the north. There are too many refugees and everyone is scared. Queen Way has offered land in Wayan to anyone who will work hard for it. But what should we grow if no one will sell us grain? We offered a fair price, but Father Mallan...
She darts a scathing gaze at the priest.
He wanted double the amount.
The priest glances briefly at the angry villagers. Then he replies in a firm voice.
It was a hard winter. And with the increasing frequency of orc attacks, we must think of ourselves first and foremost. Even we cannot help everyone.
The bystanders mutter in agreement.
Let's investigate.
The accusations are serious, so let's get to the bottom of the matter to be completely sure.
We have no doubt that she did it.
The priest looks at the villagers standing around him, the lust for blood written in their faces.
On the other hand, before we do something we can't undo...
Dissatisfied murmuring grows, which the priest debates with mollifying gestures.
Search for your evidence. You there, lock this woman up in the guardhouse in the meantime.
The woman is taken into a squat building made of rough blocks of stone. The crowd slowly disbands.
Okay, let's figure out what happened.
You enter the village's large storehouse. The ground floor of the two-story building is full of turnips, with large barrels and clay pots on the floor and on high shelves. Several villagers are carrying out stock-taking. They're being supervised by a weedy man who observes them with a grim expression and writes things on a wax tablet every now and then. Work is in full swing. The man with the wax tablet grumbles now and then in agreement when one of the peasants shouts out a number to him. It shouldn't take too much longer until they finish the inventory. There are sacks piled up on top of one another on the first floor. They are most likely filled with different kinds of grain and, judging by the omnipresent white dust, flour.
No, light a fire in dust of flour actually will set off a bomb. If you guys didn't know.
You
so
walk
don't ever
towards
do
the
that.
only area in the storeroom where you can see the floorboards. You hesitate as your boots slip on the floor, as if you're walking on mud.
Tungdil?
The Magister Technicus carefully observes the roof beams above the empty corner. He grabs at a beam and crumbles something between his fingers. You can't make out what it is, so you copy him and feel damp, rotten wood. It's very easy to pull away small pieces.
What are you doing here?
The man with the wax tablet is standing on the stairs. He sounds half angry, half shocked.
No one is allowed in here.
No one is allowed to be here. Why are you
Who are
here?
you? And what are you doing here if no one is allowed to be here?
I'm allowed to be here. It's my job. I'm the steward of the temple. Morris is my name.
The rain has gotten here. The roof and the floor are damp.
Those savages. It wasn't enough that they steal from us. They had to damage the roof too. That was probably where they got in.
The wood didn't start to rot yesterday, good man.
The steward's face turns bright red.
And you are the experts on such things, are you?
Assuming the roof here has been leaky for a long time, what would have happened to the grain in the sacks directly underneath? Wouldn't it have turned rotten?
The man wets his lips. His gaze darts around the room.
The roof was fine. I'll have it repaired. And now, get out of here.
Oh,
The
so it's just
steward
like a cover-up.
angrily blocks off all further attempts at talking to him, and even when you threaten him with Father Malin, it doesn't have the desired effect. The father trusts in him, he says, and he's always been a devout follower. The heavy door of the storehouse closes behind you, and you hear a bolt sliding into place from the inside.
Let's enter
You enter the guardhouse, and before the guards know, Boindale and Boendal have caught them up in a friendly conversation. Shielded from the view of the guards, you exchange a few words with the suspect without being disturbed.
Where are your people and where are the spoils?
Why did you come back to the village?
I wanted to negotiate with Father Malin for the grain. What else could I do? No sooner had I arrived than they surrounded me and accused me of robbery.
Where are your people and where are the spoils?
Where have you taken the grain and supplies?
I don't know anything about grain or supplies. Apart from the fact that we could do with both, I'm telling you, I am innocent.
All right,
We
so
won't
what
let
happened?
anyone do anything to you, but if we are going to help you, you will have to tell us the truth.
The woman looks you in the face, then her head sinks, and when she looks back up, she has tears in her eyes.
Please, I just want to go back to my family. I don't know what happened.
Tungdil.
You feel sympathy towards the woman. You raise your hand to silence Rodario and nod to the woman to continue talking.
We asked for grain and were full of hope when we saw the well-filled granary. We hadn't reckoned on the malice of the people here.
A slow, ironic clap sounds from behind you. Confused, you turn around to face Rodario.
Bravo, my dear, with tears and everything. Tough luck that a master of the art of acting is present. None of what she said corresponds with the truth, Tungdil. She is lying and trying to deceive us. Not completely talentless, for an amateur.
You expect the woman to deny everything, but when she overcomes her amazement, she spits in the actor's face.
And what if I am? I would do it all again. The people here have more than they need, and my people are starving. Is that fair?
So, why have people taking the grain and supplies?
Spit it out. Where are the spoils and your people?
I'd rather die than tell you that.
The woman looks at you determinedly, and neither of you blink.
So she did do it.
Why did you come back here after stealing the grain and supplies?
We didn't steal 'em. We paid for 'em. A reasonable price, just not to Father Malin.
You had help.
He promised us 3 dozen sacks of grain. When we opened the sacks in our hideout, we realised that most of the grain was rotten. He thought he'd get away with it.
The woman looks around wearily.
And by the looks of things, he has.
Morris the steward offered you the grain, didn't he?
What does that matter? I've no proof it was him. And even if I did, if I admit that we have the stuff, I'll be hanging from a tree by this evening and my children will starve.
That explains a lot.
I beg you, let me go. We bought the grain and the supplies. Perhaps he wasn't allowed to sell it to us. But we paid. And with a little seed we can sow, at least some of us have a chance of surviving the year.
I would find this decision a lot easier if you hadn't lied to us. If you returned to grain, Father Melon might show clemency.
How can I trust you? You lied.
Who wouldn't do everything to offer their children a future? Lying is the very least.
Yeah, I kinda agree.
You've stolen, no matter how you put it. But perhaps Father Malin will show clemency if you return the grain.
Clemency for me and a death sentence for my family. Never.
You'll stay locked up until I found a solution.
Disenchanted by the course the discussion has taken, you shake your head and leave the guardhouse. The priest is lost in thoughts, standing in front of the temple, as if he couldn't decide whether to go in or not.
The roof of the granary is leaky. We saw some rotten wooden planks.
Again? Morris only had the roof repaired last summer.
Did he? If he didn't, some of the grain would have got damp and rotten.
Out of the question. Morris would have reported that. He checks the grain once a month and there were no complaints.
The priest has absolutely no doubt in what he is saying, often a sign that someone hasn't thought things over.
I was wondering, what was here first, the temple or the village?
Ah, a keen eye. The temple is indeed much too big for such a small village. It was built on the foundations of an old stronghold when salt was found nearby. The village has grown over the years in the shadow of the temple. Good people live here, honest and pious children of Pelandil.
He glances at the place where the woman was surrounded.
Why can't we just be left in peace?
Supposing Tavia really did steal the grain and supplies, but only to save her family, would you turn a blind eye?
Pelandil teaches generosity, but that too must have its boundaries. We cannot help everyone. At some point there won't be enough for us.
So, if you had sold the grain, the people of Seaton would have starved?
Maybe not. Not yet. But if we always give everything we have away...
No one is saying always, and no one is saying everything.
The priest shrugs his shoulders apologetically. He doesn't wish to spoil things with his flock. You nod goodbye, and the priest returns the gesture.
So what's left?
The priest is lost in thoughts, standing in front of the temple, as if he couldn't decide whether to go in or not. You nod goodbye, and the priest returns the gesture.
So, not really sure what that means.
You spend the night protected from the wind in a ruin, and are sitting around a campfire as the topic of your new companion's performance on the stage comes up.
Sleight of hand, speed, alchemy, and makeup can have an incredible effect. Namora transformed herself into an elf using the latter.
I also noticed your weapons, Namora. I've never seen such swords before.
Their names are Crescent and Sunbeam. I designed them myself. It took a long time until I found a smith who was able to make them.
She looks like a pointy ear too. Nature hasn't been kind to her.
For this absent-minded remark, Boindil receives evil looks from Namora and grins from the men.
Perhaps I really am an elf, and will bring you a nightmare in your sleep tonight. Don't be surprised if you wake up screaming.
For a moment, it seems as though she has merged with the darkness, but when you blink, everything is back to normal.
By the gods, isn't she magnificent in her role?
There is no denying what Rodario says.
Interesting. Well, let's just abandon Seaton.
The group isn't overly friendly towards Geralda, and this evening she's sitting once again apart from the others. You ask yourself what you can do to break the ice when you see that she has a phial in her hand. The phial is wrapped around with silver wire and has a snap lock. The liquid in it is black. Geralda opens the lid and takes a big swig. As she puts down the bottle, a smile flits across her face, followed by a short expression of deep satisfaction. It is the first time that you have seen a positive emotion on the face of the somber dwarf.
Is that medicine?
No, it's... I don't know either. If I don't drink it, I have a longing for it. It gets stronger and stronger until I can't stand it anymore. When I drink it, the longing disappears, and I feel rested and strong.
That sounds like drugs to
me. And when the phial's empty?
I don't know. I don't know where I got the drink from, let alone what it is. But if I don't drink it, Frackers, give me strength. I think I would go crazy or die.
Geralda plays with the phial, lost in her thoughts, as if she were trying to remember where she saw it for the first time.
Doesn't sound good. And to Wacksters.
You discover some ancient ruins and an orc camp in a gorge. A small group of Bognalim is moving between tents, piles of rubbish and cages. In one of the cages, you think you can make out some movement.
Let's charge them. Want the experience now, rather than later when we'll actually need it.
They're coming out the holes. You there, my bag! Over there! Quick! You'll have to smoke them out!
Okay, let's see. Who do we want in our party? I mean, Tungdil will be in it no matter what. And he shall have Talisman of Protection. We want our level 10 in this party. Limited damage to her, she forces her will onto them on one enemy at a time. Oh. That's a nice ability. And she's ranged. We'll give her this. We're going to need a tank as well. Oh, the two dwarves are. No, not him. These two. Borndell and Borndil. Might. The force of Borndil's actions and attacks his race significantly can bleed for a short time. Let's take him in step so we can try the earthquake. There we go. Burn out Bognalam Caves with
Yes?
grenades.
What's up?
Huh? Uh-huh.
Yeah?
There's 3 caves. What?
He won't last long.
Yes? Over there?
And again.
That's it?
What's up?
Huh? At once.
Disappointing.
A bit too much for you, was
Grenades.
I?
Throw them into the holes. That ought to stop the little bit. Yes?
Your death is called Geralda.
And again.
What's going on?
What is it?
Kill.
Hmm?
He
And
hardly
again.
put up a fight.
There we go.
On my way.
Don't take
At
it
once.
personally.
On my way. Understood. Killed. Understood.
Disappointing.
A
Okay.
bit too much for you, was I?
Yes?
Kill what's left.
Vile creature.
What's up?
And again.
What is it?
Oink, oink, little piggies!
Killed.
Hmm?
Vile creature.
He hardly put up a fight.
What is it?
And again.
I'm on it.
Yeah?
And what now?
Oink, oink, little piggies!
Ow! Hey!
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Huh?
Get the friendly
Oink,
damage.
oink, little piggies!
Personally.
Attack!
That's it.
Disgusting.
Your
He
death
hardly
is on
put
its
up a
way.
fight.
Killed.
Yeah? Prepare yourself.
Yes?
Yeah.
What is it?
Oink, oink, little piggies!
Your death is called Geralda.
Vile creature! Huzzah!
There we go. I was too close.
Very impressive, I must say. Let me out, my friends.
Let's hope it will reward us. Great experience, though. So, he should have... Boindale revolves around himself while he moves. He deals damage to all enemies in his back. Let's get the whirlwind. That was perfect for him. Tongdil and nearby heroes deal 25% damage for a short amount of time. Tongdil gains twice the action points when he kills enemies. Leader's will. Cloud of Sleep. Dario throws a vial that releases a narcotic cloud that stuns enemies, or acid cloud. They couldn't spell cloud for some reason. Why is it with a W, not a U? Rodario throws a vial that releases an acid cloud, deals damage to enemies, and floats in the air for a short while. Let's do that. Amora disappears and appears behind enemies. So she already had that. With quick attacks, Namora deals heavy damage to all enemies surrounding her. Let's do that. And he gets Burning Dart. Grenade launcher. Now that sounds fun. Now we got a few things as well. Now let's see. A bag.
Dried herbs.
Wonderful. Oh, it's a secret passage. Whoops.
A pile of wood. Or is it actually a pyre?
Let's release him and see what will happen.
Oh, thank you. Have you seen Helga? Helga? Helga! Where are you?
No, Helga?
Hello? I am Tungdil Goldhand. These are my companions, Boindil, Boendal, Rodario, Fergus and Namora, Bavragor and Goimgar.
Have you seen Helga?
No, we haven't. If you don't mind me asking, what is your name?
Call me Ensign and drop the pleasantries.
If I may,
Helga?
who is this Helga?
Helga? Where?
I don't know. I just wanted to know.
Helga is my wife. Didn't I mention that? We came here together, but then the orcs came and she was gone. Do you think she might have gone home? Helga!
You have a dark notion of what might have happened to Helga, but as you have no proof, you'd rather say nothing.
If you see her, you'll let me know, right?
I wanted to thank you. Your grenades really helped us.
Grenades? Oh, yeah, no problem. I used them to break up boulders, but I ended up attracting these pests. Who was to know there are Bognolum around here? And as if that weren't bad enough, along came the orcs and took me ox skull. Gosh! And Helga, where is Helga?
Okay, he's acting very strange, I might add.
What brings you to these parts, Ensign? It's not exactly the nicest of places.
Aren't you here for the festival? The unbelievable Wackenstein Festival?
My wife and I desperately wanted to see it for
I love that name,
ourselves.
Wacksters.
The blind guardian, the statue over there, is the key. He calls people from far and wide to the festival. I finally found some information in the archives of Virunciensis as to how the guardian is activated.
Let us know. However, that will have to wait until the next episode because we have run out of time. Hope you guys enjoyed this series thus far. If you have, hit the like button where everything got and potentially subscribe. See you in the next one. Wack out.